Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let me add my co-host in there. Hold on. Did I add her in there? There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy, back for another night of your favorite news, entertainment, and variety show. We have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Tonight, in honor of it being back to school season, everybody is celebrating going back to school, whether it is preschool, elementary school, high school, and even going off to college. Everywhere you turn on social media, people are celebrating going back to school. So Kay Renee and I are going to take a little trip back down memory lane to talk about some of our fondest moments of school and being in school. And then we'll meet a young lady who is the director of a wonderful organization, the Chicago African Americans in Philanthropy, known as CAAIP. And she'll be here tonight to talk to us about a wonderful event that will be taking place this weekend, but it is the prelude for a major event that's coming that will feature an evening with the legendary Miss Nikki Giovanni. So I'm looking forward tonight to having this conversation with our guests and how we can all get involved. And I feel as if we're all philanthropists. You know what I'm saying? I think we're all, no matter who you are, you have something to give to this world, and you want to make sure we live in a wonderful world. And speaking of living in a wonderful world, is our co-host, the amazing Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Good evening, Kay Renee. How are you? And happy Wednesday, my darling, or in our terminology, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. Happy Wednesday to our listening audience on Wednesday, August 17th.
Yes.
And not only today is National Thrift Shop Day,
really?
It is also National Nonprofit Day. So how convenient and coincidental that we're going to have a lovely guest that talks about philanthropy. And I'm sure that is also non-for-profit. So happy Nonprofit Day.
Yes, absolutely. And today is National Thrifting Day.
National Thrift Shop Day. So if you have a thrift shop that you like to go to, well, you know, even though it's a little bit late in the evening, going and get your thrift shop on.
Well, honey, my favorite thrift shop is called my bedroom closet. Hey, you know, all of it. Honey, I love going shopping in my own closet. Are you kidding me? The things that I find, the things I'll be like, oh, I didn't know I had. You mean this whole thing? You know, all of that. Yes. And then Chris is learning to find things in my closet, and he found a bag that I used to carry many years ago, and he's fallen in love with the bag. So now he carries the bag. And so, you know, I'm just happy and all of that. So yes. So my thrift store is my closet. So yes.
You know, I think I share that same sentiment, and I think I will probably need to, before it gets to winter.
Yes.
Looking at and I have a lot of closets here because, again, not only, you know, there's some jewels probably with my late mom and even my late dad. I'm sure I still save some things. So I got to check that thrift store out.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm excited to talk about everything tonight. You have been collecting some amazing news stories throughout the day. So as they say, I'm going to hand the steering wheel over to you. And we've got just everything to talk about under the sun. So go right ahead.
Well, let's talk about politics. As you know, this is election season. The midterms will be happening in November, but we had our midterms here in Illinois, but Wyoming, which is a state I have never been, would like to. Never been to Wyoming.
Okay.
But a famous representative, U.S. Congresswoman, unfortunately lost her seat. For those of you who didn't know, last night, Congresswoman Liz Cheney did lose her seat to a Trumpster. I don't remember her name, but I will say this. I said this to you briefly before we went on the air tonight. Not to say I didn't care for Liz Cheney, but after this, her midterm, her primary, I have the utmost respect for her because in her concession speech, she said she called to congratulate the candidate, but she made it clear to the world I am not leaving here. She's gonna do whatever she can.
Yes. Oh, of course. Of
To
course.
get the truth. And I think 45 better really watch it. Cause see, she comes from royalty, pedigree, because her father ain't no, the former Vice President Dick Cheney, he's one of them power brokers. Even
Right.
as he's going to a different season, he's still powerful. Because I saw an ad that he sponsored for his daughter. He was looking like, you mess with my child, I'm coming to get you. So I just was really proud of Liz, and she came and really just spoke her truth, and she knew by speaking her truth what was going to be the ultimate consequence.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I have a feeling y'all watch out for her, because she may run for the Republican nomination for president. So just keep watching.
Well, it's going to be an uphill battle. We know that to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
She is a very tough woman. Keep in mind, she was very much on the neck of our former president. She knew that he, felt as if he was behind that shenanigans and foolery that happened January 6th, that insurrection. Absolutely. So, I kind of knew that she probably would not win because, Wyoming is a red state. And it very much is chewing tobacco, cowboy boots, and the wild, wild west. Yes, so, yes. So, I feel bad that she lost, but it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. But we have not seen the last of her. No, we have not. No.
At all. And I think, as I said, as long as her father is still with us,
yes,
he's going to do whatever it takes to make sure that his daughter is taken care of.
I agree.
Make no mistake. Dick is the type of person, he wants to be heard and not seen.
Right. Yes. And that's right. That's right. And if you have someone to carry on the legacy, someone to carry out your mission, you're right. It's better to be heard and not seen. You know what I'm saying? So very good. Well, we wish her the best. And we know that she will continue to move forward. We do have a comment. Yes, Liz Cheney did say she's going to do everything in her powers to make sure Trump is not reelected. Absolutely.
And I believe he gonna wish he had not said anything bad to that, because nothing like when a woman is determined. I don't care what you do. You better get ready.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I wonder where is Sarah Palin. Can she see Russia from her kitchen window still?
She's coming back as well, at least trying to. So
that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Yes. Miss Wasilla, Alaska. She
needs to take care of her house. And I don't mean just a house in Alaska that's near Russia. She needs to take care of her house with her kids and her ex-husband. I don't know if they still married or what have you.
Yeah, right. Because that all fell apart too. Right.
So take care of your own house before you talk about the White House. How about that?
How about that? Okay. Well, the LA coroners have released the cause of death of actress Anne Heche. They have ruled it an accident. As you guys all know, over a week and a half ago, Anne Heche ended up having a sporadic driving spell, ended up driving into someone's home. The home caught fire. We did see Anne Heche on a stretcher fighting to get off the stretcher after it happened. But then once she got to the hospital, things took a turn for the worse. She was declared brain dead. And then she finally was taken off a ventilator where she, did pass away. And so they have ruled Anne Heche's death as a accidental death. So, I guess, family will be able to collect insurance and, all of those things as well, too. Well, Chat Daddy, please leave Palin alone. Right. I'm just saying. I can see Russia from my kitchen window.
Palin needs to take care of her house. Again, before she talk about the White House, take care of your own house first. How about that?
All right, girl. You said that like you go to the beauty shop with her. Right. Like that beauty shop talk.
House first before you start talking about the White House. All right.
Okay. All right. You heard it from K. Renee Hunties. Right. You heard it right here. Okay. All right. What else we got in news tonight?
Well, I mean, you sent me this about this doesn't surprise me about this study, but apparently Psychology Today, which I've read throughout the years, found that men middle age and younger are the loneliest they've ever been. It claims that many young men are taught aren't taught how to correctly treat women and women who are looking for someone emotionally available. Now I want to pose this question to my audience. Do you feel that's the case? Do you feel these men's out here are emotionally unavailable? Now, personally for me, when I was looking, when I was dating, I once I was clear on what I wanted, I try to find a connection between someone that I like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I really feel you would have thought rather that COVID would open people up, but it could. I think in some aspects did a reverse for a lot of men, especially young men, because younger men like to do the do, and you can't do the do while you're in COVID. So what
Yeah,
happened?
I mean, you could do the do in COVID. You just
Yeah.
had to find somebody that you two were healthy and safe. Because again, keep in mind, I told you, I've had several friends that got together and married during COVID. They're still together, very much in love. So, I mean, I don't know if booty calls were acceptable during
That's
COVID.
what I mean.
Right.
And a
Okay.
lot of
Okay.
younger men, you
Right.
go to Tinder, you go to these different dating apps, they want to do the do. And COVID kind of prevented that.
Yes.
But I think there's some truth to that study. What are your thoughts?
Well, I did read the article. I thought it was quite interesting. I'm of course in a May December type of situation,
Right.
and even in my particular situation, I'm with somebody who really wants to be in a relationship. Most of the people who I were dating prior to, I felt were not emotionally available for a relationship. I felt
Mm-hmm.
they were emotionally available for a booty call, hang
Mm-hmm.
out, let's have some drinks, some food. But I never thought that they were serious enough to say, hey, you and I can move forward. Let's be in a committed relationship. Now, as far as heterosexuals, from when I talk to my friends, most men I know, it's too many women out here. It's too many options, too many choices. So you don't have to be fully vested in anybody unless you are seriously wanting to be in a relationship. And so I think a lot of that article is very true. And that's even with older guys, because I know a lot of guys my age now are like, I ain't trying to be bothered with nobody. And we're at that age where most men health issues or really want somebody, that type of thing. And I kind of almost feel like those guys, but I am happy to be in something with somebody who's caring and loving. But I'm kind of like, okay, but then I'm an older man as well too, so
No, but there have been, when I have conversations with my sisters, some of these men they want someone to take care of, and see, it has to work both ways. And
right.
I think that's why some women like, you know what, you stay over there and I stay over here.
Right.
You know,
Betty said, I'm not actively sought to date. Too many men are interested in what I have, not who I am, and won't allow anyone, I won't allow anyone to waste my time anymore. You know
yeah,
what, Betty? I would have to agree. The
I
one
do
thing
too.
that I'm going to say about Black women or women that I know, they hellified women. I mean, all these luxury cars I get to drive, these are my girlfriends, my Judies, and these are their cars. And a lot of times I do feel bad that these women don't have men that match them, or if they do get a guy, he definitely does not have what they have, and you kind of already know what that relationship is about. So but women have just excelled at levels like you wouldn't believe, and the average guy has not. Now if you meet a six-figure guy, most of the time he wants other race, other preference, younger. It is, so that's why I feel so bad for well achieved middle-aged women, or seasoned women, I should say. Did I say that right? Because I don't want to offend you girls. I don't.
Seasoned, yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
but no, it's just, I think we need to just get back to sometimes just to have conversations and really be honest with one another what you want. Don't be
Mm-hmm.
playing. See, we don't have time to play games. We just don't. I mean, not just women, men. We don't have time to play games because a lot of people, unfortunately, are leaving this planet. Some expected, some unexpected. So
Mm-hmm.
once you put out in the universe of what you want. Then when you start meeting individuals, ask the right questions. And if it's not what you're looking for, don't get upset, but just say, okay, it's nice. Keep it just, I have the KIM moniker. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. So Marguerite said, yes, the article is truth. COVID, monkeypox, no longer just liquor or liqueur are the new truth serums. It is. It really, I mean, yeah, like you worried about, am I getting ready to catch something from you? I mean, it used to be the little red schoolhouse things that we were worried about. Then it was HIV and AIDS. Now it's, God, will I catch COVID from you? Monkeypox. I mean, so the list goes on and on. So I just feel really bad though, because I just feel so many of my friends are worthy of wonderful relationships, but I just feel there's a limited number of men available for the women I know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would love to see everybody in a loving relationship.
I mean, me too, including myself. But I also know too that there are things that I need to do, take care of K. Renee. And that's what my plan is. Now, if the universe happens where someone comes into my life and he meets certain criteria, because I just have I have deal breakers that I'm not going to even deal with.
Okay.
Then we'll see. You know, but one thing I will say, I don't regret anything that has happened in my life up to this point, including the fact that I'm happily divorced. I'm glad I went through that experience, so I know what I'm looking for in my next relationship.
So, and you sang at the ex's wedding.
I didn't sing it. You know, I sang. You're not gonna let that go. I sang at my wedding with who happened to be my husband.
My ex. I know. That was so funny. Last night we rewatched the show again, and it was so it's almost like a joke that is not a joke, but it was a joke. Like, wait a minute, is that what she said? But then, oh, now I get it. So yeah, that was so funny because we did rewatch the show last night and laughed about that.
Let it go. No, I did not sing at my ex-husband's wedding, and even if he asked me, I would politely say 9.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Very good. All right. Well, what else? Let me see. Article is correct. COVID, monkeypox. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we did mention that. You right, Marguerite. Yep. Okay. What else we got?
Well, interesting. Now, y'all may not remember this. Some of our audience may not remember this, but most of us who do, you remember back in the way day, I hope I'm saying her name correctly, Sasheen Littlefeather had only 60 seconds to speak at the 1973 Academy Awards. Now, I know how old I was. I was a little K. Renee, not a big K. Renee. I am now, little K. Renee. But in her brief speech, she refused the Oscar for Best Actor on behalf of Marlon Brando.
Right.
It was a big to-do back then. Well, apparently, almost 50 years later, and the Academy should be just shot. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is formally apologizing to Miss Littlefeather for the mistreatment she experienced during her speech in the years to follow. Now, I don't need to read the rest of the article. To me, they're just wrong.
Damn shame. Yep. Damn shame.
Marlon is gone now. And for them, you know, we were young Chat Daddy and a young K. Renee when the 1973 Academy Awards. But I do remember, you know, when you look at past shows, they kind of show, you know, different snippets of previous Academy Award shows. And that probably was the number one topic of discussion from 73 onward. Right. And, she politely refused the Oscar. Was Marlon Brando. He was, one thing about Marlon Brando was just one of those greatest actors of our generation. And once he refused that Oscar, they treated her really bad. So now 50 years later, they're going to apologize. Come on now, Academy Award. Y'all know, y'all need to do better.
And here's the crazy piece. What took this long to get to this apology? Like what? Because how old would she be now? And then you mean to tell me you wronged somebody for over 50 years and you are just now getting around to apologizing to them? That's what I hate about people. I just hate that. I really do.
It just really, and she's still alive and she's thankful. I would say a few other words, not just being thankful.
Betty said the same thing I did. I read the article. What prompted them to do this after
Well,
50 damn years? You get what I'm
what?
saying?
Right. So yeah,
Yeah,
y'all, the Academy, y'all need to do better. And see, the Academy was supposedly have progressed since then. Y'all haven't progressed. Do
right.
better.
She was in her 20s
And
at the
she's in
time.
her 70s now. So
Right.
thankfully she's still alive to accept the apology. But Academy Award, do better. Do
Yep.
better.
Yep. I'm sure she want to put her middle finger up like a single feather. I'm sure. Right. Yep. After all these years, you know? So, yes, very good. Wow. Just unbelievable. Yes. Do better.
Do
Okay. Go
better.
right
That's all
ahead.
I gotta say. Well,
Yep.
I mean, guess what? This is back to school season. I was doing some research because I was in school. Chat Daddy was in school back in talking about 73. 73, I was in kindergarten. And I have a photo in my home of me with a kindergarten, all the other little girls, because I was in the school I went to was Child City, is no longer in existence. But we took a school picture with all the girls, the boys took with the boys, and I have an interesting tidbit about my kindergarten days.
What?
Well, one, I have my first BFF, and we still keep in touch. She's based in Detroit. Her name is Latrice Cash. So, Latrice, if you're listening, honey, love you. She's part of a twin. But one of the other little kindergarten, she is a daughter of music royalty.
Oh, did you happen to, would it happen to be Curtis Mayfield's daughter?
You got it, Sharon Mayfield.
Ah, so I went to elementary school with Todd Mayfield. How about that?
Now, how about that?
Are you talking about Sharon Mayfield?
Sharon Mayfield Lavigny, yes. Because now,
Hello,
talk about
hello.
small
Yeah,
world. Her
small world.
husband, her husband went to Whitney Young when I went to high school. Check
Get
that
out of
out.
here.
Yeah,
Wow, very good. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Yep, Todd
yeah.
Mayfield. I'm still good friend, know him to this very day. And Sharon, I remember her when she was younger. So that would make sense. Oh, interesting. Do you remember your first grade teacher's name?
Miss Harrison.
Mine was Miss Mary Johnson, and her
Mm-hmm.
son and I are friends on Facebook. And my
Okay.
mother became friends with my first grade teacher over the years. And then I would always go back to my first grade teacher's house. So that always made it special that I actually knew my first grade teacher, like as not only my teacher, but when I got older, she became like family. So that was just amazing. Let me ask you this. Do you remember your fifth grade teacher?
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny you mentioned my fifth grade teacher because after I left Child City, I attended a Catholic grammar school named St. Joachim, of which you teased me yesterday because you asked me, did you take the school bus to school? And yes, it was at St. Joachim where it was only 2 blocks because Miss Claristine was not having me doing no walking because she was very intuitive. She said, if kids get snatched, she's like, you won't be one of them children. You getting on the bus. Even though I was ridiculed, talked about like a stepchild, but my
Yeah,
mom was
because when I got off the air last night, I was like, no. No, we love you, honey. We do. That's too funny. I was
but
like, girl, you rode the bus for 2 blocks. I love
two
it. I
blocks.
love
And then I developed great relationships with my class and actually my fifth grade teacher, who had the wonderful pleasure of seeing a few weeks ago, Mr. Donald Bellawamini, who follows me on Facebook. He's, still looking great. He was my fifth and seventh grade teacher. So because when I came to St. Joachim, they wanted to put me back to the third grade. I had skipped a grade. And the nuns were like, we're going to have you take a test. And my mom said, give her any test you want. She will pass. And I did. And I stayed in fourth grade from fourth grade through eighth grade. And I had Mr. Belwamini for fifth and seventh. I had Sister Eugenio for my fourth grade. Miss Kathleen Murphy, who did not like black kids. So I'm gonna put it out there. And then my eighth grade teacher was Miss Marion Small, of whom you know her daughter, Perry.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So Betty says her first grade teacher, Miss Edmondson.
Yes.
Very good. Betty says her fifth grade teacher was Miss Rankin.
Thank Okay.
Very good. My fifth grade teacher was Miss Leonard. Do you remember your elementary school PE teacher's name?
Well, see, again, since St. Joachim was a small school, we had all the classes together. And so Mr. Belwami not only taught, science, math, he also did physical education. So
Lord have mercy. I hope his check was worthy of all of that. Good Lord Almighty.
he was a young teacher. So, seeing him again last month, because we all got together, we had a reunion picnic in Thule Park last month. It was so good to see him. He said, I follow you, and he watches the real Jackass.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate you so much. So let's move on to high school real quick. So
Yeah.
do you remember your first locker partner?
Yes.
Who was
When I went to Whitney Young, Dolphins, I know some Dolphins are out there. And here's the thing about it though, all right, I did not want to go to Whitney Young. I had a scout because I was in a Catholic grammar school. I wanted to go to a Catholic high school. I was accepted to Mother Macaulay. I was
Oh
accepted
boy.
to Longwood. And Miss Claristine stepped in again. She said, "You're not going to no Catholic high school. You going to Whitney Young." I'm like, "What's a Whitney Young?" Now, I didn't know any better. Of course, I know now. I'm very proud I went to Whitney Young. But my division number was 432. My
Oh.
locker partner her name was Kim Threat. I think she's married now, has children. But from my division teacher was named Mr. Wayne Mackle. And we had, I think, 30 students in the division. One of my division mates is none other than Dr. Heather Ferguson Tillman.
Oh, my girl, who I went to college with. Yes, very good.
One of my dearest friends we've known for over 40 years. Her name is Melissa Young, who, she's truly my sister. Her daughters are my goddaughters. And, I will say this, Art, growing up in how I grew up, I was so blessed to develop those type of relationships. And even now, many years later, people I've attended at Whitney Young, St. Joachim, Child City as well, because I had my first BFF, Miss Latrice. We still keep in touch to this day. And so I'm just really grateful for the schools that I've attended.
That is beautiful. That is really beautiful. My high school is no longer around. It got torn down. But I remember Mr. Warnicky was my PE teacher in high school. Mr. Fody was our music teacher. God, I'm trying to. Dean Schroeder. He was our dean of students, and that was my buddy.
Who was your principal? Because I know mine.
We had Mr. A. Strife, that was our principal. We had a couple, I think we had somebody else that was the principal as well, too. I remember when Luther South, we were the largest class to ever graduate from Luther South.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. I remember in home economics, this was so funny. I aced home economics, but I didn't take like wood shop, auto mechanic, any of those things that I don't know how to do to this day. But in home ed, I became friends with all the guys because they didn't know what to do in there. I did, and they wanted me on their team. And you know how everybody had to make something or cook something or whatever. So they'd be like, "You got this, you got this, you got," and I did. And so, yes, but yep, I remember that. Do you remember where your prom was?
At the West of Chicago, because I was on the prom committee. And just, my principal was Bernard Dawson. My vice principal was Charles Mingo. My first PE teacher was Mr. Saiva. That's another story. We got to talk about that another time. Music, which I love. I was in choir with Miss, who was my second mom, Mrs. Maddie Robertson. If you are listening, Maddie, I love you dearly. We had counselors, Mrs. Nan King, who actually, now I'll tell you the story, the reason why I got to Whitney Young, because I had the grades, that wasn't the deal, but Whitney Young, you had to be selected in a lottery.
Right.
And Mr. Dawson had his own his own discretionary pick of who he wanted. Okay. Well, guess what, Chad? Bernard and my mother used to work together at a previous high school. So when my mother wanted me to go to Whitney Young, she picked up the phone. She talked to Mr. Dawson. He was like, I need to meet your daughter. Right. He met me. We had a conversation. He told my mom, we ready for her to she could sign up at Whitney Young. And here's the deal. Not only my mother knew Mr. Dawson, she knew Mr. Mingo. She knew a lot of other teachers at Whitney Young. So anytime if I got in trouble, they be picking the phone. I'm like, God dog it. Talk about the village. I've had the village from the time I came in this world. So
okay, very good, very, very good. Betty says that she got lucky. She never had to have a locker mate. I don't remember if I had one at Luther South because I think it was enough lockers for everybody who went there. Mm-hmm. Let's see, what else did she say? Dr. Patrick Ahern was the principal at Lindblom. My class staged an infamous walkout to demand more to be done to protect students. Going to and from the bus stop was dangerous. Well, now that's funny, Betty. I saw what year you said you graduated, 78. Imagine in the 80s, Luther South, 87th and Kedzie. And what people didn't realize is that the bus, the 87th Street bus to return back into the city was on the Evergreen Park side. Uh-oh. Right. Evergreen Park is one side of 87th Street. I know. Versus the other side is, and so, yeah, we used to get taunted and beat up and all that kind of stuff. Yep. Our education and social life with friends and extracurricular activities have been in our lifelong, which is very true. Very true. Yeah. Wow. My prom was at the Intercontinental Hotel and Chateau Boucher. Because I went to junior and senior prom. Okay. Let me see. What else do I? Oh, my senior class trip was to the Bahamas.
I didn't. Kay Renee didn't go on the senior trip because, again, Mrs. Claire Steen stepped in. She's like, "Oh no, you ain't going." So I can't tell you where they went because I didn't go. And since I didn't go,
I did. And the funniest thing is we flew ATA to the Bahamas, and then I would end up becoming a flight attendant for ATA. So that full circle moment. All right. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy, and tonight we're reminiscing back down memory lane, talking about some of our fondest moments of high school, elementary school, preschool. School is officially back in session. Chicago Public Schools will start school this coming Monday. Quite a few schools. If you guys have not noticed here in Chicago, traffic is picking up. Traffic has gotten very, very heavy now, and that's because people are going back to school. So tonight, Kay Renee and I were reflecting on some of our moments of school, teachers, things like that. And I think it's just wonderful when we go back down memory lane on this show.
You know, the one thing I will say, when I was at Whitney Young, we had a senior talent show. Uh-huh. And everybody didn't think I really could sing, even though I was in choir for 3 years. Okay. All right. One of my talent was singing Jennifer Holliday's I Am Love. And I had a little stick. And when I started singing the song, one of my classmates who was gorgeous then, he's still gorgeous now, Mr. J. Robinson. Uh-huh. There's a part in the song when she sings, "You walk inside the wind,
wrong girl,
pushing me to bend." When Jay started walking out, everybody was like, "Oh my God!" They was just screaming.
You so theatrical, girl. You so theatrical. I can only imagine that you gave it to them people up there on that stage. I can imagine.
They were like, "Oh my God!" And he just played into the role. I didn't win, but it was okay. Talk about a moment. That is one of my favorite moments at Whitney when I did that.
You know, I tell people, if you don't ever just sit back and reflect on your grade school, high school days. You know what I'm saying? These are memories that you can never erase from your mind. And so I just love when we take these moments back down memory lane. Hold on one second. Let's get these comments and then we'll go to our guest. A classmate and I had a shake thrown at us while waiting on the bus at 63rd and Damon. I believe that. Our prom was at the Ritz-Carlton. Oh, you guys, that was bougie for back in 70. What was that, 78?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That was really bougie at the Ritz-Carlton back then.
Any year, don't matter. If you have it at the Ritz-Carlton,
I know.
You have truly arrived.
Yes, because, honey, when you go to the Ritz, you have to keep your pinky finger out when you're at the Ritz-Carlton, right? You have to walk with your pinky finger out. Yes.
That's right. That's
very good. Margarita's giving us the laugh. And Betty said, all right, Kay Renee, you better sing. You did a good job. You sang, girl. You did that. Well, okay.
I love that song. And again, as I said, that's one of my girlfriends said, now, what if you could do that now? Would he allow you, what would you do if he walked back in? I said, well, first of all, he had talked to his wife, because I don't know if she would appreciate that, but I just really, let's just
leave that where that's at. That's like my high school crush now, honey. You wouldn't recognize him. He looked like he on America's Most Wanted. So we'll leave that where that's at. We'll leave, right. I was like, dang, I was crushing on you in high school. Now I'm like, look like you've been eating Oreos and drinking Crush. So yeah, we're gonna leave that right where that's at. Yes, absolutely. Well, our guest this evening, we are so excited to welcome her to the show tonight. You know, Kay Renee, you said earlier that today was non-for-profit day.
It is.
And we are so excited to have this conversation tonight. Miss Jessyca Dudley is the director of the Chicago African Americans in Philanthropy, known as CAAIP. And Jessyca will share all the details with us tonight about Chicago African Americans in Philanthropy and how they're going to host a wonderful event. First of all, I want to find out from her about this amazing organization. Then I want to find out about the fact that, honey, they got Nikki Giovanni coming in. Did you hear me? Legendary poet.
My podcasting system is Kim Coleman. Had the opportunity to meet Miss Nikki, so I'm gonna have to give her a call up and say, Kim, well, you want to come back to Chicago to meet Nikki again?
Do you understand me? Right, because that really, honey, them tickets gonna sell out like this, like this, baby. And then this coming weekend, I think there's a celebration. If not this weekend, I think it's next week. But we're gonna talk to her about everything. We are honored to welcome her, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the director of the Chicago African Americans in Philanthropy, the one and only Miss Jessyca Dudley. Yay!
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. It's so wonderful to be with you both.
Oh, we're so glad to have you.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. In that last conversation, you had me reminiscing about high school. I was just sitting backstage trying to keep it all together and not laugh too hard coming in here. So thank you so much for having me.
Very good. Jessyca, did you grow up here in Chicago?
I did.
Okay, so now we're going to jar your memory before you tell us how fabulous you are. Where was your prom?
So I got to do both a junior and a senior prom, and they were both downtown at hotels. So I feel pretty lucky. And one of those, we ended up on a boat for our after party. So I feel like I got the full Chicago prom experience.
See there, very good. See, I'm telling you, when you go back down memory lane and think about who you were, how you got developed. And now let's look at you. You're the director of an organization that, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I had never heard of the organization. But then when I started doing my research, I was like, oh my God. So please introduce yourself and tell us all about the organization. Then let's talk about all the amazing things you're going to be doing.
Absolutely. So Chicago African Americans in Philanthropy, and we call it CAAIP for short to make it easy, was founded about 25 years ago amongst a group of African Americans in Chicago who are working in philanthropy and really wanted to advocate for roles for Black people in philanthropy. These amazing leaders carried this torch and really built out an incredible network, supported people to get into these roles, and really build a community and a pipeline for folks into this work. And so I benefited from those relationships. And so it's been my deep honor to be leading this work for the past 3 years. We work with folks all across the nonprofit and philanthropy sector, really making sure that Black people in Chicago have a home for this work. As I'm sure you both know, we face challenges being in these spaces, learning how to get into these spaces, navigating these spaces, and hopefully CAAIP provides a home for folks where they have peers to connect with, opportunities for education, opportunities for professional development, and as we're talking about, some opportunities for fun and networking to celebrate their leadership at the events that we host throughout the year.
Wow.
Oh, goodness. She's my new shero, Art. She is my new shero. And I didn't realize when I was doing my research, you can get a doctorate in philanthropy. Did you know that, Art?
You can. It is quite a sector at this point, right? And so lots to navigate, relationships to learn. And it's, to be honest, a pretty opaque sector. It's why most people don't know how to get into it. And most people may not be familiar with the work or how it's done. And so we really try to make that more transparent for folks, get more people involved, make sure that folks in our community know how to get engaged in philanthropy.
And for those of us, and no disrespect to anyone watching the show or any of that, but what is the correct definition of philanthropy? I mean, I give, you give, we all give, but is this at a greater level? So what is the correct definition?
I'm so glad you asked that question, because I do think there is a misconception that you have to have millions and billions of dollars to be a philanthropist. And what we actually know is that Black people, African Americans in the United States, give more money than anyone else. We do that in ways big and small. We also give our time and our talent to our communities, to our friends, to local organizations, and all of that makes you a philanthropist. And so part of the work that we're doing is really trying to make sure that narrative is out there so that everyone who is a part of that spirit of generosity sees themselves as a philanthropist as well.
Okay, so now that makes sense, because, you know, at one point, everybody was so trendy to use the word. And I said, now, wait a minute, are you really giving like that? But it's just, we're very giving people. Yes, very good.
Absolutely. And we want to honor all the ways that Black people give.
Oh, I love it. I really, really do. So out of the years that this organization has been around, are there certain things or projects that we know about that you guys have been a part of that, you know, maybe people say, oh, I remember that? I mean, as i.e. like the Obama Foundation coming, you know, things like that. So
about that. So we have a long legacy of promoting leadership. So we've had courses taught at universities here in Chicago. Many of our members benefited from that before they were in leadership positions. You may be familiar with what used to be called the Handy Lindy Lecture, which was really a way to talk about notable leaders in philanthropy in Chicago. That's now what we call Connecting Philanthropy and Community. It allows us to continue to give awards and talk about the excellent leadership within our community. And then we spend a lot of time supporting folks at those foundations that you'll know, the Obama Foundation, MacArthur, Grand Victoria. We have so many African-American leaders of foundations, both independent institutions as well as corporate philanthropies in Chicago. And we make it our business to promote them and tell their stories.
Oh, I love it. I do. Kay Renee, go right in. I'm sold. I'm sold. Right.
Okay, wonderful. Now, let me just say this, Jessyca. As an author, I'm hoping I'm going to put a little nugget in you.
Yes.
You need to write your book and your story.
Hey.
More women, I've noticed, you know, in looking at different appointments, that they're in the philanthropy space.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a nugget.
Hey. I will hold on to it.
If you need a copy of it, you give me a jingle.
I will follow. I'll be following up. I will be following up.
Give me a jingle. I always ask this question, and I'm going to ask because I can tell you inspire so many. And as I said, you're my new shero. So be sure when you get that LinkedIn connection, you know it's from me.
Yes.
Who inspires you, Jessyca, to be the best Jessyca Dudley this universe has ever seen?
Wow, that is such a wonderful question. I'm going to have to give it up to my parents. Virginia Lyles Dudley, who will probably be tuning in, Jessyca Dudley, who will be tuning in. I mean, they have really created such a beautiful opportunity to me. Even when I came to them with things they didn't understand I was asking for, opportunities that they would have never expected to me experience, they stood right by me, said yes, encouraged me, supported me, and I really think it's given me the ability to get to where I am. So I've got to give it up to them for creating so many incredible opportunities for me.
Oh my God. Well, I know one thing. You need to do voiceover work.
Absolutely.
Voice.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
It's amazing. Right. Look, I know you on this grander scheme of things, but that voice is worth millions. Are you kidding me?
Thank you.
So let's talk about some of the things that will be happening right now. And then there are some things that will be happening in the future. So go right ahead.
Okay, so we are in the midst of Black Philanthropy Month. August is Black Philanthropy Month, and a real opportunity for us to engage not just locally, but globally in the conversation of Black giving. So really excited to invite people into that. Our big session is Connecting Philanthropy and Community. That's on August 25th at the Chicago History Museum. We are sold out for in-person tickets because, as you said, Nikki Giovanni is a huge draw, but people can still join us virtually. We're thrilled to be able to offer this hybrid experience, and for those who aren't ready to come back in person, to still be able to join in the celebration. It's going to be a wonderful event. We'll have live music from the Johan Experience, and we'll be giving an award to Dan Ash, who is the incoming president of the Field Foundation, and an award to Chris Rudd, who founded Shy by Design. So really excited to honor their leadership. You'll also get a chance to hear from our past awardees. So really an experience to hear from Nikki Giovanni and all of her amazingness, and to honor some local leaders. One of the things we're really excited about is that we're bringing the Soul of Philanthropy to Chicago, which is a multimedia exhibit that tells the story of Black giving from generation to generation. We'll be displaying it at Connecting Philanthropy and Community. But to those who can't make it to the event, I hope you will join us on Sunday afternoon at Hatch 41. We will have a free and open to the public display of the exhibit. And so everyone is invited. I don't know if you've had a chance to go to Hatch 41, but such a beautiful space.
Yes.
So aligned with our mission of really promoting and supporting and investing in the Black community. So we are thrilled for their partnership and to be able to offer this exhibit to the public for free so that they can see this. That's all building momentum to 2023, when from February, March, and April of next year, we will bring the full-scale exhibit of the Soul of Philanthropy to Chicago for the first time. It'll be at the Chicago Cultural Center for those 3 months. So again, free and open to the public, an opportunity for people to get to see the full exhibit. We will also have community-based events during that. So we'll be inviting everyone into conversations on the south and west side of the city, so that if you're not able to make it downtown, you can still be a part of this important conversation.
Oh my God. You have a full roster of just things to do to connect people. And I couldn't think of a better time to do this with the world opening back up. Yeah. I love the fact that you're offering people virtual options to do things. I'm going to try my best to come by Sunday and support. What else is going on? Or how can just the everyday regular person become more connected with the organization?
So we try to have a touch point with our members and our broader community every single month. So if you visit our website, which is CAAIP, CAAIP.org, you can sign up for our newsletter. We always have something going on. So in September, we'll be hosting a reception for new foundation leaders. That will also be free and open to the public on September 21st. That'll be at Impact House, and another amazing Black-led space where we're inviting our community in to meet leaders in philanthropy. We do social events. In the summer, you can usually find us at one of the beaches, hanging out, like to go for house music, do a little night out, right? So we're really always trying to find ways to connect. And then we have more sort of substantial programming. We do professional development. So if you're a Black woman in the city of Chicago who works in the social sector and you're in your mid-career, we offer Trust Black Women, which is a program where we're offering professional development to mid-career Black women. That'll be launching again in the fall, so we hope folks will come out for that. And if you're looking for something even more intensive, we offer a program called Dismantling White Supremacy, where we go deep into the sociology of race and really have an opportunity with Amanda Lewis of UIC and Jeffrey Banks of the MacArthur Foundation to think about how that understanding can influence your leadership. And so we'll be launching that again next year. So any type of programming you're looking for, you want to come out and hang out and dance, you want to get deep into the sociology of race, we're going to try and meet you there.
Oh, you are new bestie on this show. We love you. We love you. Yeah, look.
And anything that you need, Miss Jessyca, don't hesitate to reach out. Whatever that we can do, we definitely
your support.
Because as I said, I was in the beginning, I didn't realize early in my career that I could have gotten, if I wanted to get a doctorate in philanthropy. And as I was looking at your website, I said, I remember you could get a doctorate in being a philanthropist. Yes. I said, wow, there's just, you kind of, it reminds me of the quote by Friedrich Nietzsche. Once the mind has been expanded, it can never go back to the way it was. Exactly. So just, seeing your site, seeing who you are is like, okay, now my mind is just clicking at things that I would like to do. So really, just thank you so much.
Yes, great job. Jessyca, in closing, what would you like to say to everybody? You really, we love you. We appreciate you spending time with us tonight. It's almost like we're family. If you ever need us, we're here. So what do you want to say to the audience tonight?
Well, I so appreciate the support of the Chicago community. We couldn't do this work without you. And so please reach out. Please be in touch with us. We do this work for you. Let us know what you need, how we can support you. And that includes reaching out to me. I'm happy to have coffee with folks, to meet folks, to bring you into this community and get you networked into this amazing group of leaders that we have in Chicago. So please don't be a stranger. Please be in touch with us. Please join us.
Oh, I love it. And look, we're going to make money off this voice. Look, I'm here to call your parents. Man. I'm here to call Mom and Daddy, we got to make some money off this voice.
Well, when she writes the book, then she can do the audio book. Hello.
Yes. Yeah. Well, look, that's why you're going to get the doctorate in this. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I need to borrow $20 until next Tuesday. How about that? Yeah. Well, Jessyca, thank you so very much. We really do appreciate you. You guys, for more information, please go to www.CAAIP.org. And how do you say it again, Jessyca? It's CAAIP?
CAAIP, just like a superhero.
CAAIP. Okay. Yeah. So go to CAAIP.org. There you can find out all of the event information, how you can get connected, involved, and please support. And I think this is a really great cause. That's why we're closing our week out with our wonderful guest tonight. All right. Anytime you need us, we're here for you. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me. So wonderful to be here.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful night and be well, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh, that was amazing. She's incredible. I know. Wasn't that great? Yes, that's the website, you guys. Please go check it out. All of that good stuff. Yay.
That voice, she going to make some.
I know. That voice is amazing. Look, I thought I had a great voice. She has an excellent voice. Beautiful voice. Yes. Well, I feel rich now.
Well, we are rich. We've been.
Well, I mean, I feel really rich.
We've been enriched, but we always been rich. Don't get that twisted. We've just been further enriched. How about that?
Well, I feel like Thurston Howell III,
And I'm your lovey.
You're lovey, yes, darling. You're lovey. I just feel like we should go have some sandwiches with the crust cut off of them.
Yes.
Very good. All right. Well, we've done the doggone thing. Is there anything else we need to talk about tonight? It was a great interview, you guys.
It was. Yes. Well, we got to talk about the nugget. And what are we doing next week? Do you have something in the pipeline?
Lord. So next week on Thursday, I am back on Daytime Chicago. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but August is Respark Your Romance Month. A lot of people with children going back to school, summer vacation is winding down. When was the last time you and your boo thing connected with each other, got together, enjoyed each other's company and all of that? So I'll be back on Daytime Chicago next Thursday to talk about reconnecting with you and boo and how to bring love back. Because
when I get a boo, then When I get a boo, I'll let you know. I don't have a boo yet.
Well, that's okay, baby. That's okay. And you might be booing yourself. I mean, that might be what you're doing. So, it's okay. Very good. Jessyca was yes, she was. Yes. Thurston and Lovey. Yes. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you, I feel so rich after that conversation. I feel like I should just give everybody a dime. Yes, here's a dime for you. Here's a dime for you. Yes. Oh, I just love it. I love it, darling. I do. All right. Well, let's do this amazing nugget, my love, and then we're going to skedoodle on out of here.
All righty. Well, y'all know what today is. Today is Wise Words Wednesday, and this nugget is the biggest source of motivation are your own thoughts. So think big and motivate yourself to win. Again, this is Wise Words Wednesday. # motivate yourself into greatness.
Oh, I love that. For more information, please visit karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. karensnuggetsofknowledge.com is where you can get her delicious nuggets every day. It's all about what you know, who you know, and how you know it, and somebody who is helping you to understand it. So very good. Isn't that beautiful? That's how that all works. It really does. We'll be back next week with more great shows. I haven't laid them all out yet, but they'll be wonderful. Don't forget, I am on Jam 98 with Bonnie DeShong and Drew Sean Williams, Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. We'll be recording the show tomorrow and it'll air Saturday morning. So looking forward to that. Anything else, K. Renee? Any big plans this weekend? Rumor has it I'm working with Harry Lennox on Saturday.
I know. And I had the pleasure of having Harry back in an event way back in the day. So
wait. Now I need you had Harry
for an event.
Oh,
He's married now. He's married now.
Baby, look, we love to tell them backstories, girl, so it don't make no difference.
No. He was
right. We love to tell backstories.
That I was planning. Hello.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna skip tea.
But I will say this though about Mr. Lennox. He has tried my sweet potato pie.
Oh, all right now. Mm-hmm.
The pie.
Okay. All right. Is that what we calling it now? The pie. Yes, I'm sure. The pie. Yes. Okay. That's what I say. Want some of my pie? Yes. That's all right. Very good. Well, yes, this coming Saturday, I'll be working with the legendary Mr. Harry Lennox in Bronzeville at his beautiful new place that's being erected in Bronzeville, which will be much like the Lincoln Center here in Chicago. So I'm excited about that. I am. So more details on that. Saturday, I'll be doing some lives, I'm sure. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. Preach. Yes, Sister K. Whoa, Chad. Right.
Thank you, Miss Marguerite.
I'm like, what? I'm like, you did what? I'm like, girl, you're getting bold in your older age, your mature season, right? I'm like, really? Yes, let's see. He said, Mr. Lennox used to be my daughter's music teacher. Yes. Harry Lennox was very a part of Chicago's community, all of that. Really great guy. I'm looking forward to hanging out with him on Saturday. Just a beautiful guy. Yes, he is. Yes, we're very proud of him. All right. Well, for more information about yours truly, you can always visit therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. That's where you can find me. Anything else you need to know, social media, Chat Daddy across all platforms. If you've not done so yet, please go to YouTube and subscribe to The Real Chat Daddy Show. It's free. It's easy. It helps us out. Also on Facebook, The Real Chat Daddy Show. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. We love you guys. Be safe. Be well. Do the right things. Be about being right. And give back to other people. That's what I like to do. I really do like seeing other people happy and pleased. And so that's a part of life. That's what you need to be doing in this world. Okay. Well, on behalf of K. Renee and yours truly, Chat Daddy, we love you guys. We'll see you. We'll be back next week. Stay well, our beautiful friends, and stay out of trouble. And we'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye. Keep waving. Keep waving. Bye. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.